Hey guys, we are back with another episode of Venture with Joe and Cody. That's Cody over there with Residential Mortgage, and that's Joe right here
Howdy.
with EXP Realty.
Right.
What's up, man?
Dude, just plugging
Yeah, another
away.
day. My mic
Yeah,
is like all over.
it's dancing.
Um, I can't wait to show you. I'm still like in the nervous kind of maybe that isn't going to happen thing, but the guest room studio, like I'm
Yeah.
excited about it. I had
What's
someone kind of design what it could look like and be able to have like both, a guest area, for people, but also multiple podcast recording areas and stuff like
yeah.
that. So
Now
we'll
you're
see.
feeling a
We'll
little
see.
like it might not happen or what
I
there's a
think it's
little
too early.
hesitation there.
It's too
Okay.
early
Okay.
to tell because it's not there yet to the point of like I haven't bought anything. I've had
Yeah.
someone design what it could look like and what you should, one of the walls should be and what one, paint things and all that. So it's more advice right now. The biggest thing, not to get into my personal life with everyone, but we have a 90s style home. It's got older piping in the sense that, and you probably know this, you're a handyman. When
Hmm.
the hot water shower upstairs goes, it's like a knocking. Like it's like the pipes are not
Yeah.
fully secured to the 2x4 or 2 by whatever it is, right?
Uh-huh.
Like, and so it knocks, like it feels like a knock. It almost appeared to me at first that it was like a dripping, but when
Yeah.
we had a plumber years ago, it was like, no, it's just the piping kind of expanding
It's
and,
just loose in there.
with
Okay.
the hot water and stuff like that. Um, so we're having someone come today to look at it to kind of really truly. I think for long term, it's better to just make this go away. Like fix it,
Sure.
like
Yeah.
fix whatever it is. Take the drywall off, get it done right, and
Oh, okay.
also like divert water, like how it was in this unique place. Not that anyone cares about this, but it basically one of the uh, I guess for lack of a better term, the sewer line, the black, line from
Uh-huh.
bathrooms upstairs flows down the wall between the garage, like the laundry room and that room. So it's
Okay.
like you can hear someone
You can
flush,
hear it.
So,
Yeah.
so anyways, we're looking at options to divert everything to get to make that room just one for guests that have always
Sure.
had that, issue, but
Yeah.
also for podcast recording and stuff. So
Okay. Yeah.
today is the day that happens. So that's why I'm hesitant because I'm like, okay, is this going to be like a $15,000 gig to get this
Right.
done, or is this like,
Yeah.
it'll be expensive. I'm sure it will be to divert piping and things like that. But
Sure.
we were like long-term investment. It's nice, for guests. It's nice to not have to
Hmm.
worry, hear someone showering and the knocking and stuff. So
Yeah.
are you familiar with that, Mr.
I
Former Contractor?
not the knocking as much. Um, but yeah,
Yeah.
definitely like in our basement, there's pipes because the walls downstairs, well, the whole house is like
Yeah.
insulated concrete
Yeah.
foundation. So like down in the basement, some of the plumbing is just like on the wall.
Okay.
And so you
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
hear the
You can hear it
drain.
all.
It's like
Which
like a
well, you
nice,
have a finished basement, right? So you
yeah,
can't really do much about that.
can't do much about it. And
Yeah.
it's usually only when a toilet's flushed
Yeah. Yeah.
upstairs, and it's like that's the basement is the kid zone. I don't even know if
Yeah.
they hear
You
it or if
don't
they
you're
do.
like, I
They
don't
don't.
even care. Like they don't
Right?
care. You don't
Yeah.
care. So yeah,
Yeah.
this one's always been an issue for us. I don't think guests really care, but it's like it bothers us. And so this is an
Sure.
opportunity if we're gonna do it right, to see what options are to kind of rectify that. So
Sure.
yeah, we're gonna do that. But
Yeah. Well, we have to not to get into my plumbing
why
issues at
not?
our
Why
house.
not? Let's do it.
For some reason, in our kitchen, the the cold water does not get cold for a good 5 minutes. It's like lukewarm, kind
Okay.
of cold, but not like your
Yeah,
typical.
that's
You
a long
turn it
time.
cold and it's
Yeah.
really cold. So we had a plumber come take a look at it, and obviously you can't really take too much of a look at it unless you're tearing things apart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And his best guess thought was because it's the only sink in the house that does this, which is also weird. But his only thought was like maybe the hot water and cold water pipes are like touching each other
Mm,
in that area. So it's keeping the cold water warm with the hot
really?
water in the pipes. The only way that we've been able to fix it temporarily is we have like the Insta Hot. There's like a little switch that you can turn on
Yeah.
and it
Yeah.
just does the Insta Hot for everything. But if we turn that off, the cold water works better, but then it takes like 3 minutes to get hot water to anywhere because the Insta-Hot's turned off. So
Yeah.
eventually that will be one of our big projects of like
Yeah.
tearing apart the downstairs ceiling to expose the plumbing in there to see
Yeah.
maybe if they are touching or whatever. But it's like at the end of the day, I mean it's way more important to my wife than it is to me.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
like if you need cold water, we've got other sinks, I guess. And it's not like you need cold water,
Yeah.
but it is nice.
I know. I know. It's one of those things. It's like, is it necessary? No, like if we were selling within a year or so, maybe we,
Yeah,
maybe we don't worry about it. Let someone else deal with it. But I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, we've been here a while. We like the house.
sure.
It might be worth it, but we're only going to get, same with you. It's like without tearing into it, they're not going to,
Yeah, they can
really
only guess.
guesstimate of what's going on. But that knocking is pretty
Sure.
common, I think.
I think so. I've heard
They'll
it.
be able to be like, this is what we have to do.
Yeah. I mean, I hear it on like radio ads if you have
Yeah.
knocking pipes and this and that, but I don't actually
Yeah.
know what it means. So
Yeah. Well,
I'm
we're going to
definitely
find
not a
out.
plumber.
So that's what I'm going to find out. Oh, I got to tell you a story about plumbing. You're going to laugh so hard. And this is what I need to talk to them about. It's so embarrassing. Okay. So is it a black pipe or a sewer line? What's the lack
Yeah,
of a term?
like a
black
drain pipe.
Okay. So drain pipe goes down that room. So we move in. We're all remodeled. Everything's like flooring's done, paint's done, baseboards are done. Everything looks beautiful. So I'm hanging up and to this day, I cannot stand stud finders. But
Oh no.
so you know where this is going.
Yeah.
So I'm scanning that stupid thing, and I have the little yellow one that's like me, and every time it's on a different line. Every
Yes.
single time it's on a stud at a different point. So,
Uh-huh.
and I am not handy in any way, but so I'm scanning, do it multiple times. I'm like, there is something here. I mark
Yeah.
both sides of it, blah blah. I drill in,
no.
hang the TV mount, all the stuff.
The
and
TV
then-
mount too.
Well, yeah. It's the
Okay.
bolt, like the big screw. Big screw is going in.
Oh
So,
no.
yeah. Anyways, Cora's going to the bathroom and upstairs, and down. We just noticed like leaking, like coming from the baseboards of our new house with baseboards, and
It's
I was
just
like,
been remodeled.
"Are you kidding me?" So I have to open up the drywall to see like, okay, what's going on.
Yeah.
Sure enough, Joe Skipper drilled into the
Oh no.
into that drain pipe. So it wasn't a ton of water. It wasn't like
Yeah.
because it was coming down. It wasn't like it was fully flowing out, but
Right.
so that's what I'm gonna
Oh,
have
that's
to
the
fix, too.
worst.
Yes.
That
Dude, where is a stud finder that actually finds studs? Like, I maybe I'm just an idiot, and I know I am, but
Yeah.
that was like it. And when I took off the drywall, it is bumped against the drywall. Like it is the pipe
The
is
pipe?
like
Yeah.
up against it. So it scanned every single time like
Uh-huh.
that something was there. But obviously, I don't know what that was. I should have measured, obviously
Sure.
the distance between different things. But
Yeah. The ones that I see that are a little more trustworthy, because I think those are just like radar based, so they just
yeah,
sense something's back there.
yeah,
They have some that are like more of a magnetic one, and if you move it
Okay.
around, it should like sense it, which kind of doesn't work sometimes for drywall. But like if there's screws in there,
okay.
or I usually just like knock with my finger to find
Yeah,
it.
you're like a man. You're
And
just
then-
like man knock. You're like,
Yeah.
there it is.
It's like testing a watermelon, like thumping it. Oh yeah, this one's good.
Yeah, but that again, it was like up against the thing. It's a
Right.
big black pipe, so it's up
Yeah.
against there. It's like so it's
solid.
and it
So
was
it's gonna
bumped
tell you
against
that
it. When we first did it, when I first did it, I had a plumber come and he was like, "Yeah, it's odd because it's like it shouldn't be like right up against
Yeah.
your drywall, but." He's like, just, what you wouldn't have known unless you drilled into it.
Right.
So, like,
Yeah.
which
The
I
only other
did.
thing that I'll sometimes do if I'm not sure is I'll just get like a little finish nail. Like if I think I know where my
Okay.
stud is, and
Yeah,
I'll
yeah.
just hammer in a little finish nail,
Gosh,
and
you're
then you can feel it sink into the 2x4. I guess
man.
maybe you
like
you'd
you are
find it.
such a man.
No.
Like I just want to talk to you about all this man stuff you know how to do. Like I'm like I
It's-
drilled into a sewer pipe, like to hang
I
my
love
TV.
that.
Like,
I love that.
oh
Like, yeah,
man.
just put some caulking on it. It'll be
Yeah.
fine.
Just wrap some what was some of that seal tape around it. Just like it's good.
Some Flex
It's
Seal.
good. I just held it in. It was a good hold. It was holding onto the TV really well. so,
Right?
like
That's
just
funny.
kept it there. Like it would
Oh.
have made it worse if I didn't.
Seriously.
Oh, man. Jeez.
Yeah,
embarrassing,
you hear
but
the toilet flush and you're like, everybody duck.
everyone, yeah, put the towel there.
Yeah,
Put the towel at the
right.
baseboard. It should be fine. Let's ignore it
Yeah,
until something
it'll
big
be
happens.
fine.
But it'll be fine.
All right, nobody
We
use
may
the upstairs
sell
bathroom.
sooner. We may sell sooner than later. But like, we're like,
That's
yeah,
great.
the floor's all warped, so we're gonna move.
Yeah.
That's my theory for most things. Is like, I don't want to do this work, so let's
Yep.
just sell the house.
We've used
Like,
up enough of this property. We're out.
yeah. Oh man.
That's
Anything
great.
new in the mortgage world for you?
Oh, not nothing too crazy. We've got some new programs. I'm excited. I can't really say anything on them yet.
Ooh, it's like a movie.
But
I'm
like,
talking to an actor that's like got a movie coming out. He's not
yeah,
able to
yeah,
say
we'll
like
be
to
doing
talk
the
about it.
press release here soon. Some cool stuff in the works that I'm excited about.
Nice.
Probably might not be till a little later in the year,
Are
but
you able to say who it would help, or are you just able to say buyers?
it would help. Well, I'll tell you what it is.
You're like, okay, I can't even
Yeah,
keep the secret anymore. Like that did not take
they're
much, Cody, by the way. If you
yeah,
ever commit a crime, you're going to be terrible at
it's
like
pretty bad. I know.
you're like, I
It's
can't tell you. Okay. Like
fine. Twist my arm.
uh,
No, they would be loan programs that are already existing that we just don't do like
oh, okay.
in
So you're adding
house,
on.
or
Okay,
we're
cool.
just adding it to where we could do this kind of stuff in
Nice.
house.
That'll be great.
So some of it is stuff that we do, like we kind of broker and do through what we call a correspondent lender. So like we normally do the loan, but like we do all the legwork on it, and then it goes to somebody else to get underwritten and squared away. So it would be just bringing it in house to where we wouldn't have to deal with another company doing
I
it.
see.
And then a couple of them are just ones that we don't currently offer. Kind of just
Nice.
nice to spread the wings out a little bit farther. There's been the last couple days been some pretty good improvement in rates. Beginning of the week was looking pretty awful, and then now there's once again some peace talks over in Iran, so that's kind of like throwing things back in. And I read a little headline. I don't know where to the validity. I didn't deep dive into it, but it is a source that I do trust. Was saying that the Fed is buying the 10-year Treasury notes, which is really what moves the mortgage market.
Okay.
So when they're buying it, like that's what they did during COVID times, was they bought a bunch of the 10-year Treasury, which then drives the rates down. So kind of artificially changing things, because if all the big investors and people out there, other countries, are not buying these treasuries, then our rates go up. So it looks like there's a little bit more of the Fed purchasing these treasuries. So that's
Okay.
either that has been helping temporarily, or the peace talks are starting to help temporarily. But all that to say, we're still in this range of like the 30-year average over the last probably let's see, the war started I think end of February. So the last like month and a half, we've been fluctuating between like 6.25 and 6.5, you could say, for the
Okay.
the average, the 30-year average. Um, I want to say today we were at 6.44 was the average when I looked this morning. So some improvement, but again, it's all just tomorrow could be drastically different. So
Yeah.
I think it's all just playing within a say 1/4% range right now. So nothing really abnormal or crazy. Just
Yeah.
the norm
Just
now.
moving on. Yeah. I think
The
the
norm
6%
is
range is
there's
pretty normal. So,
yep.
um, uh, what was I going to say? Yes, things are picking up on our side a little bit. Just the weather and listings and buyers and stuff like that. Buyers are still
Yeah.
super picky. Still, it has to be perfect, or it has to be perfect for them. It's not,
Hmm.
buyers in this type of market become more and more like, this is what I need and this is what I'm only going to stand for, versus, years in the COVID time was like, man, we don't need it, but it doesn't have this, but we need to make an offer.
Yeah.
So it's a lot more, they're just a lot more picky. So even if your house, if, sellers out there, if your house is sitting a while, it's not necessarily that your house is terrible. It's that
Hmm.
buyers need a specific house. They're looking for the one, and
Yeah.
they're not willing to go for it. So we are seeing that they're willing to take these hits on the rates, but it's got to be for the right house. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but yeah, activity picking up. I think, everyone's kind of on edge. Every agent's on edge about like, okay, what is going on truly,
Yeah.
because some homes will sell super quick and some homes will sit for a while. But
Hmm.
again, it's like traditionally it would be like, oh, well, you're just overpriced, and sometimes that's the case, and sometimes I think in this market it's just you need the right buyer because buyers are very specific on what they're looking for, and they move on
Hmm.
when they don't have it. So they don't even look
Yeah.
at your house when it doesn't have what they want. So we're just
Sure.
seeing
They just
that
swipe
in the
left.
market. Yeah, exactly. It's like, is that what
Wow.
it is, Cody? Like,
I think so.
how do you know? Like,
Swipe left, swipe right. Hot
that
or
would
not?
actually be like maybe we make an app that's like that for home buying. You
Yeah.
know, like you can just kind of
You
swipe
know,
and then you make a match, and then you can reach out to the agent once you make a match.
yeah. So that's actually a really good idea because I've been hearing more, and maybe you were telling me this recently too, like getting feedback from
Yeah,
people can be
yeah,
challenging. So making an app where
yeah, like a
they can
dating
swipe,
thing.
and there's like maybe you give them little choices to choose from, like if you swipe left and it's like overpriced, outdated,
Yeah, yeah.
whatever, to where you can get a little bit of feedback on it too.
Yeah, I like this. I
Hmm.
like this. Yeah, you post it on there and people can like, swipe right or left. And if it swipes
Yeah.
and it hits on your house, then, it lets them know and says, hey, you
Yeah.
should contact this person.
Right. Not a
I
bad
think we got an
idea.
idea. I think we got an idea.
I like it.
Got to think of names. That's the first
Yeah.
thing is think of a name for it.
Right.
We should have announced it because someone's going to take it and make millions of dollars on it.
Probably. It's trademarked.
I like that. No, but I'm not to dive too deep into this. I'm trying to think because you've got Zillow, you've got whatever, but with that interactive nature, if you were to post homes on this site, someone that's looking for four bedrooms, just like a tall dude or tall chick or whatever, blonde, brunette, like same
Yeah.
thing with a house. I need
Right.
four bedrooms, I need an acre, and blah, blah, blah. And then that
Uh-huh.
fits in that category, and they just swipe away.
They just start scrolling.
And then when they swipe right, it's like an automatic hookup. And it's like, do we want to
Yeah.
talk? Dude, I love this.
Dude. Okay, I
Okay.
have a side
Okay.
question, but it kind of is maybe part of this.
Okay.
Um, Open houses. Are you seeing a similar amount of traffic through open houses, or does that vary just as much as interest in a home? Like, because I'm sure it's probably all property specific, but I know when I've gone to open houses in the past, it's like some of them there's nobody, and then others it's busy all the time. But I know, like with buyer's agent agreements and everything over the last year, like does that feel like it's changed much of anything, or are people still going out and checking out open houses? Like,
Yeah, I think you can talk generally and say yes, overall people have come out to open houses
hmm.
more because they don't want to sign an agent contract or they don't want to yeah, they don't want to get into the legal thing with an agent until they're ready. I don't think there's people that are like, I don't want to work with an agent, so I love these open houses. I think they're just less likely to because you're required to sign with an agent. Like you're required to have an agent, at least for one showing.
Uh
You
huh.
have to have a contract with the agent for that one showing. I know it sounds like minor, but it's the law. And so
It's
I
just
do
what it
think
is.
that
Yeah.
people go to these open houses being like, I'm just not even going to deal with this right now. If I love the
Yeah.
home, I'll contact my agent and whatever. But it is specific to the house. Like I think, we had an open house recently that had 0 people in, and we had an open house recently that had 7 to 8 people in groups.
Hmm.
So it's similar to the buying market. I think that open houses do serve a better purpose now because there is that lack of commitment from a buyer. Buyers
Hmm.
are okay with open houses because they don't have to commit to anything. They don't have to commit to an agent. They don't have to commit to, they can just cruise through the house and walk away. So, yeah. So I don't know if I've really answered the question. I think they have picked up slightly. I do think there's more activity in them because people don't want to commit to a buying agent at
Hmm.
this point, especially if they're just kicking tires. So I do think it serves a purpose. Um, but then the argument on the other side is that people kicking tires are, if they're serious, they're going to get an agent. They're going to look at it and they're going to see it
Sure.
themselves. So,
Yeah.
there's two sides of the argument of like, I'm more of that side. I'm like, I don't want the house open just so that people can walk through and looky loo,
Hmm.
Christina's on the
Sure.
other end of that of like, she thinks it does serve a purpose and that she's gotten buyers and has gotten buyers out of walking
Huh.
through houses. But,
Sure.
um, yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a mixed feelings on the open house thing.
Yeah. I was just curious because I know it seems like it ebbs and flows with, everything does in the industry. I
Yeah.
know open houses are usually a pretty consistent, steady thing. So I was just
Hmm.
curious to see
People do
what
them.
I know you did some recently.
Yeah, there's arguments on both sides, and I think there's very popular, TikTok people and social media people that are very against it in the sense of like I think their argument is that it makes the seller feel good, that you're doing something, but does an actual sale come from it? I think it
Hmm.
does work for feedback. Like you can kind of, if you're an agent that's like, hey, tell me the goods and bads of this place. Like tell me,
Hmm.
then you can get some direct feedback, which is nice. But I don't
Yeah.
personally see a ton of people come in and be like, "Man, I saw the open house and now I love it, and I'm gonna get an agent and I'm gonna
Yeah.
buy it." It's like most serious buyers have an agent and they're ready to go. So I
Sure.
don't know. Do you go
Well,
to
it's
open houses?
sometimes
I've had
I
lenders go to open houses quite a bit lately. I feel like
yeah.
not to host them with me, but to just
Yeah.
cruise by and see them.
Yeah. I'll usually like it's a little easier for me to do it when we don't have sports going on. So it's usually like in those off seasons I can have a little bit more
Yeah.
free time on the weekends to do that, but it's usually just setting up shop at one. And I used to sit in one with a builder for
Oh yeah.
years, and it
Yeah.
was like, but I'd sit out there like 3 days a week and just work
Yeah.
from their open house.
Did you get much
And
business?
um technically I did, well, not much, but like the two houses that I sat in over the course of a year or however long it was, um I did get the buyers for both of those homes.
Okay.
But yeah, it was, I think it's a little different when it's something that's open all the time,
Yeah.
because it was like new construction, new
Yeah.
neighborhood, but put up the signs and everything. And rarely get people to come through there. And I've been at plenty of open houses where there's just crickets,
Yeah.
nothing. And
Yeah.
then others where it's booming. And
Now,
I,
have you done any with Christina? You haven't done any with me, but have you done any
uh-uh,
with Christina? Okay.
uh-uh,
Um, are
no,
you open to that, or are you just kind of more stay
yeah,
away from it?
no, I'm always open to it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Like I said, once um, the sports season kind of wraps up for us,
Yeah,
it makes it easier just from a availability, unless there's a heads up, a little
for
bit
sure.
beforehand
And
to where it's like, oh
you have
yeah,
the
cool, we
notice.
don't have
Yeah.
anything at this time, so I can go do that. So yeah, I'm always
What's
down.
your theory on? And there's no right or wrong answer on the being at closing with clients, like
I,
closing day,
I
signing day.
Yeah, I prefer to, if I can.
Hmm.
um I like to just be there, not only for the support, but it's usually like the fun, exciting time too. Like
Yeah,
everything's done and good to go. Um, so I try to make it to as many of them as I can. Sometimes they get scheduled and I've already got something going
yeah,
on. But if
yeah,
I'm
for
able to
sure.
make it, I like to. I think it's a good way for me too, especially because I don't get to meet the buyers a lot
Yeah,
of
you're
times.
probably offline like a lot, or like you
Yeah.
probably don't even see them.
No, it's all phone, email. Maybe I'll send a video like update
Yeah.
to them or something. So they might see me, but I don't see them. So a lot of times I get to closing and it's like, all right, who's who here? Nice to meet you.
That's
Um,
crazy.
yeah, but no, I like to. I think for me, it's like the support side of it. Of I want to be here in case they have questions. Most of the time, there's not usually questions, but some stuff that when the escrow officer or the notary, whoever's going through it, they might explain something, and then I will explain it sometimes a little bit more in like
Yeah.
a way that people can understand it. Um, because I've had some notaries specifically, usually like the escrow officers, they do a pretty good job of explaining it. But I have had some notaries where they're like not explaining
Yeah.
anything at all. They're just
Same
like,
thing.
here's this
Yeah.
form, go ahead and read it if you want, and then
Same
sign
thing.
it. And so those are like especially important for me to be at if I can, if I know that there's going to be a notary and it's not like, somewhere
Yeah.
that's way far away. Because a lot of times again, they don't know the documents. They just are notarizing it. So
Yeah, and that's like I think that, a lot of people the worst, and I don't want to say worst, it's all relative. I'm meaning the worst experiences people have had with notaries
mhm.
with signing. It's always convenient because they're like, oh, just come to buy my house or
Yeah,
come here or do this or that. And it's like the notaries, it's not their fault. It's just they're running around, like having people sign. Like they're not supposed to
mhm.
be experts in all this stuff. But
Right,
man, it can really hurt a process of selling and buying when they're like,
for sure.
this person had no clue because no one
Uh-huh.
expects like people. I think the expectation is people think you're coming to the house to have me sign paperwork. You know the paperwork, and that's not the case with a mobile
Right.
notary.
Yeah.
Um, they're just having you sign in front of them that witness you sign. So
Mm-hmm.
there's great notaries out there, and there's ones that are like, dude, we know it like the back of our hand. Here's what this page means. Here's what this page means,
Yeah.
and most of them guide. But man, the bad experiences we've had where buyers have been pissed is a notary that's either new
Mm-hmm.
or doesn't
Sure.
have. So just be aware for anyone paying attention that if you do get a notary,
Uh-huh.
it's a good idea and it's convenient. However, you're not going to get the help on the paperwork, and there's a ton of paperwork as a buyer
Mm-hmm.
on this. They may just be handing you paperwork saying read over and sign, and no
Yes.
one reads it. So
No.
maybe I shouldn't say that, but no one can
Right.
look through that stuff. You'd be there for 3 days if you had to
Yes.
like actually read through the paperwork of all that stuff. So
Right.
good title companies are good. Good
Mm-hmm.
notaries are good, but yeah, I've
Yeah.
had some bad experiences. I go to all the closings unless I'm gone, unless I really can't. But I had one during COVID, and specifically, I feel terrible because it was that weird time where they weren't allowing you to do in person, but now they were starting to transition to in person. And some title companies were saying you could, some title companies were saying you couldn't. And so I
Uh-huh.
didn't go to this one, and it was sure enough one that was like, basically, I need these answers or I'm not doing the deal. Like it's like
No.
sitting in there like this deal's over. And I was like,
Wow.
so I'm on the phone trying to walk them through it, but I can't see it and I don't know what they're talking about, and it's like, so you're trying to like navigate all this stuff and be like, well, let me call this person, let me call it. And so it was just a disaster.
Uh-huh.
But after that, I was like, I don't even care. I'll sit outside the parking lot if I have to. And
Sure.
if I can't go in because of COVID,
Just be
like I'll just
available.
sit there, like at the window. I'll just,
Uh-huh.
but
Like
yeah.
miming the answers.
Exactly. Yell through the window. What do you
Right.
need? But yeah, it was a bad one. So it does not go well if you just kind of poo poo that off. And some agents
Yeah.
don't do it, and I never even thought that was a thing. I didn't know. I was like, you
Dude.
don't go to them, and I've had
Yeah.
multiple buyers be like, oh, I didn't know you were even going to be here. My other agent never went to them.
Right.
It's like,
There's a lot of them that don't. I'm really surprised because there's a lot of lenders that don't too. Because I feel like every
oh
time
yeah,
I
I
go,
never see a lender. Like,
yeah, I feel
yeah,
like every time I go, either the agent or the escrow officer, somebody is like, "Oh, hey, it's nice to have a lender here."
yeah,
Like, doesn't happen
yeah, for
very
sure.
often,
It does not.
and sometimes it can be a little harder just with scheduling and stuff. Because as you know,
For sure. It's not like,
that
it's not a bad thing if you can't make it. Especially lending is not
yeah,
as traditional to do,
right,
I don't think. But I think
yeah,
as an agent, gosh, this reminds me, and we were going to get into this, but I don't think we have time. But like a person on social media was like, "You're wasting your time as an agent if you're showing up to these signings, and time is money, and
really,
blah blah blah." It's just clickbait
uh,
crap. But it was like,
yeah,
and maybe we just run our business differently, and on the surface and on the
hmm,
paperwork level and on the numbers level, maybe they're right that you're wasting your time going to these signings and blah blah blah. And I was like,
sure,
it's the most absurd thing I've ever heard, and it was total clickbait. But I clicked on
yeah,
it because I was like so pissed because I'm like, what is this guy
uh,
talking about?
yeah,
But anyways, basically saying it's worthless for agents to go. You shouldn't go. If you're an important agent, you shouldn't be going to a signing. I was like, if you care about your clients, you should go to a signing.
yes,
Like it has nothing to
right,
do with like financial or anything. It's like you should be there for your clients. This is the time that they're going to have the most questions on anything when they're looking at paperwork, signing their life
right,
away. So
yeah,
that was
and it
silly.
might not hurt the person to not go,
Yeah,
but I do think it helps to go. And
for
I
sure,
think that,
for sure.
there's not necessarily probably an expectation that anybody else shows up to the title company to
Yeah,
sign. But I think if you do, it's just like it just kind of brings it all full circle. You're
absolutely.
getting, I mean, you hope that you're getting a really good reaction response, like icing on the cake. Hey,
Yeah, you're
this was
wrapping
so
up a good
great. Thank you
transaction.
for,
Yeah,
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 thank you for all your help. Kind of getting that like, awesome,
for sure.
I want to get a review from you.
Yeah.
Would you be able to say that stuff on the internet for me?
I just think there's so much can go wrong in title and just random questions
Yeah.
that I think of almost every single title signing I've gone to, there's just been a question. And it's not
Hmm.
bad. It's just like, oh, what is this? And I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, this, and they're like, okay. But if it's not there, then it's just like, okay, that was not answered. Like,
Uh
or
huh.
what, I'll sign it, but what is that? I just think it's silly. These
Yeah.
agents with these clickbait saying you're a
Hmm.
waste of time. I'm like, shut the,
Well, and it makes
anyways.
sense too. to be there. I think obviously as much as we can, because when they're signing, you think about how much stuff people are signing between the mortgage and the purchase contracts and addendums and all, like so much stuff.
Yeah,
And I think early on, it's like, cool, let's just sign it. We need to get this going.
for sure.
Time is money. We got to move on. But you get to that closing table, and now it's like everything stops, and you're going, okay, I want to actually understand what it is that we're signing now, because now this is when it's officially done. Whereas before, it's like, okay, cool, yeah, we know our numbers,
Yeah,
like
you're getting through
everything
the
feels good.
process.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
now we're like, wait a second,
It's the final day,
we should probably double check what
final
we're
time.
signing, that we
Yes,
actually understand what we're doing
exactly,
here.
exactly. I'm gonna put you just on FaceTime if you can't make
Yeah,
it. I'm just
right.
gonna
Do
prop
it.
you up on an iPad, and
I'll
you'll
just
just
be
be
sitting
there.
there virtually. It'll be like COVID times again.
I love it. Well, once again, we had all this stuff to talk about, but we're not going to talk about it. We just already did talk about stuff. So,
Right. Can
are we?
we just briefly talk about how crazy those couple COVID years were?
Dude,
Isn't it
I don't
weird
even want to
that
talk
actually
about it.
happened?
I was telling Rory, I was like, you lived through a time that you're going to tell your grandkids about. It just was crazy. I watched this Netflix documentary that was like fairly recent, but COVID times during like a trial or something. And it's like
Okay.
all the plexiglass and all the everything everyone had. I was like, that was absolutely insane.
So wild.
Absolutely.
Dude, I remember
insane.
thinking in the middle of it, like, we're never going to get back to normal.
No,
Like, we're so
there was
deep
a
into
point
this.
of like, it was like, there's no return. And there's still people that feel that way, you know?
Yeah.
Like for people mentally that couldn't handle that, like there's still people that are scared, you know?
Yep.
But I'm just glad that like my kids, we were talking about how high schoolers didn't get to go to graduation, no prom, no nothing. Like my kids didn't miss a lot of that stuff, but I'm like, man, how traumatic to be like, I just missed like my senior year of high school. I didn't get to go see any of my friends, didn't get to go to anything, didn't get to do anything, no sports, no nothing. That was shocking. Hopefully
that's awful too, because that's like your best for a lot of people. It's their best year. It's like your schedule is usually the easiest. It's fun. Sure. It's the end of a era
you
for
think
you.
It's the end of your life, like in the sense of like, you live in high school like this, there's nothing better. Like,
right.
Yeah. And so it's just crazy.
I know.
So
anyways.
And then the real estate side of things was nuts too,
right.
So
you just throw that in the mix. And I really thought for quite a while, like, we're screwed. We're never getting out of this environment.
It's insane. Remember the toilet paper like scare? Like,
yes,
you were like limited to one thing of toilet paper. Like someone decided like we're gonna run out of toilet paper, and
out of all the things,
mass panic of toilet. I remember walking through the stores and being like, the toilet paper aisle is empty. Everything else is fine. It was chaos.
So
insane. Like on a human nature study, like just absolutely nuts. But what you can create humans to do,
right. Yeah.
So crazy.
Toilet paper, out of all the things, like that's
I remember even getting
thing
wrapped up in the panic. I'm like, okay, when we get there, we gotta order it. Like, we gotta get it. Like, even if we don't need it, it's like someone will steal it. We might not have it.
We only have 30 rolls at home. We need more.
Yes. Think about 2 years from now when we don't have toilet paper. We need to start stacking it up.
Exactly.
Oh, geez.
Wild times.
Okay, my man. Well, that was great times. But okay, well, until next time, if you guys sign up, subscribe, and watch Venture with Joe and Cody every week for this information, and our live talk on social media every Thursday night.
Booyah.
That's it, my man.
Love it. Awesome.
Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, sounds good.
See ya.
Bye.